Hello everybody and welcome to another photography talk, and this time I'm going to talk to you about the importance to conquer your subject. Before we begin, as usual, if you want to support the channels, please subscribe, put a like, share with your friends. If you want to go a step further, check out my books, links is here, and you can find them in the description, and check out the sponsor, that is La Dolce Vita workshops. Yesterday in the evening I was with my girlfriend and we were watching television. It was the Italian Swiss television, and there's a little series that is going on now during the holidays. It's short documentaries, 20 minutes each, and they follow a group of people that is traveling through the Alps. So they go on some places you have to climb, just hike other places and so on, but it's pretty nice, and it shows you all these beautiful mountains in the Swiss Alps. So I was watching that, and the group arrived at the top of a mountain, and was beautiful, beautiful scene with all the Alps around. And my girlfriend asked me, and was, "Don't you like the idea to be in a place like that and take pictures of the panorama?" And I was thinking, and my answer was, "Not really." And not really, because I think that you have to conquer your subject. You have to win it. You have to know it. And the mountains is not something that is for me. I don't like the mountain much. I really prefer the sea. I prefer the warm weather. And I see the mountains as something that, you can see it in my photographs sometime, that for me the mountains are just something that are around me, and are something like an obstacle. So, do I like the idea to be on the top of a mountain and take beautiful pictures of the surrounding scenery and so on? Actually, not much. I think you have to conquer the mountain. You have to win the mountain to go up, be able to take good pictures. You cannot just arrive there, for example, with an helicopter or something like that, if you are not, if you not know the mountain and how to climb a mountain and how to conquer the mountain. So that was my kind of answer, and I started to think, what is about that? Because at a certain point in the same documentary, they arrived at the shelter, and this was really a beautiful built shelter, modern architecture. They talk about it. They show how they built it down in the valley in town, and they brought the main components, the main pieces pre-built up to the mountain with the helicopter, and all these kind of things. And I was thinking, oh yes, I would love to photograph that. I would love to photograph the process from the idea of the shelter to the realization. And I started to realize that I like that because I was able in my life to conquer the idea of a production process. I understand it. It's something that is in my DNA, and it's something that I always did since I was a kid. I like the technical part of things. I like the idea of production and the idea of the man that is creating something that make life easier, that create wealth and so on. So for me the idea was, okay, if I had to take a photograph of something that I saw in that documentary, that would be the shelter and the construction of the shelter, and putting the shelter in place with the helicopter and so on. I like the human aspect, and that's the point. A lot of time we are now used in a society where you don't have to kind of earn anything. It's just that you want to take beautiful picture, you go online, you see someone else's point of view, you see some of quick technique, and you go and take the picture. The mentality is their mentality. I want something, I press a button and I get that. What makes the difference between, in my opinion, between great job and great photographers was the fact that they knew their subject. They loved their subject, they experience the subject and they conquer the subject. If you think usual photographer like Ansel Adams, he loved the mountains, he loved the place where he lived, and he experienced them, he climbed them, he hiked in all these places. Or if you think, I don't know, Man Ray made very beautiful portraits, but were portraits of people, other artists that were on his group. He knew him in a deep way. And this for me is one of the most important aspects that we kind of lack now actually. I love to see travel magazine and this kind of things. I love to. Right now I buy travel magazines and a lot of time I just see what are postcards and not even nice postcards, just very much photoshopped postcards and so on. And this is because also in travel photography we don't see many photographers that want to conquer the subject. They just go there, look around, probably they do some research of internet. It's impressive how nowadays you can look on the net and find sometimes beautiful pictures by local photographers, sometimes beautiful, sometimes not, but they know the nice point of views and they know these things. So you do the research, you go there, you go Google Art or something like that, find the point of view, go there, take the pictures. But that's without knowing the place. A lot of time when I teach in workshops, one of the things that I always tell people is know the place. I see them coming to Italy from other countries, especially if they come from the US, they don't have the idea of the history, the importance of all these kind of things. And sometimes they arrive and they just start to take pictures without wondering even what is the subject. They arrive and they take the pictures of what they expect to find in Italy, something that what Hollywood showed them. They arrive here and they think, oh, I want to take the pictures that is exactly under the Tuscan Sun movie or this kind of things. There is a bunch of cliché about Italy. Contrary, usually I tell them you don't need to know everything perfectly. You don't need to study all the history of Italy and so on. But you need to arrive, relax for a moment, put away your cameras, sit on a table and just, go in a nice bar with the tables outside, sit there for half hour, order something good to drink and look around, and in the meantime you can get some guide. I was used to read these guides from the touring club, Italian touring club. They were really made very well a lot of time ago. Now they are just too much green, if I can tell that. It's just that they tell you, this beautiful place where you can go with your bicycle for 80 miles and so on. And I think, okay, I'm not a person that goes with bicycle for 80 miles. I'm a lazy man, so please tell me again where I can park the car. But until years ago, these guides were very good, and it's something that you arrive in a city, they tell you what there's to look around, and they tell you just in probably half a page, they tell you what are the main things to look at and a very, very short history. These guys give you just the basic information. An idea of when the building was built, who built it, and so on. And usually it's really half a page, so it's something that you can spend 10 minutes of your life and read it. But it's different if you approach, you're in Italy and you approach something that was built by the Romans. It's something that is different than something that was built in the 1800s, for example, and is different with all the philosophy and everything that is in it. And you need to know a little bit of that, to be in a place and understand it. And this can be a place or can be any other subject. I'll give you an example. When I was in Wisconsin photographing the ginseng farmers, before to go, I read a book about ginseng and farming. I knew nothing about that, but for me it was important to read and have an idea. Am I able to farm ginseng? Did I go this deep? No, absolutely. But I was able to understand the process. I was able to understand the difficulty that the people had to grow ginseng in Wisconsin. So at the end of the game, it came out something that I'm very proud of. To arrive at the point that I was proud and I took I think the right pictures at the right moment was because I spent the time to conquer the subject, to know the subject. And this is something that is important every time. You do portraits, for example. How much time do you spend with the people in front of you, talking a little to know them? When I did portraits in my previous studio, a lot of time I just the people arrived and was just, okay, can I offer you something, a drink, a tea, or something like that, and talk a little bit with them, chat for half hour, and it can be offering a drink, or it can be while you put them in the set and start to study the lights, or fake the studying of the lights, because you already know what to do, but you create a moment where you can really chat and you can understand the person in front of you. You can understand what they like, what they want, what they expect, and so on. And you can create something that is a little bit deeper and different. There's a problem in all this. I saw it on portraits. It was, okay, I can do that, but it requires a lot of time. So I was not able to be competitive on portraits, for example, because I needed more time than other photographers. And it's also something that is, it depends on you. If I go to a subject that is an industrial subject, that is something that is a productive process, I get it. It's just quick. And I see other photographers, they meet a person for a portrait, they just get it. It's instinctive. They know the person in a few minutes. It is just an ability that I saw in some photographers. I had a colleague I worked for as an assistant a long time ago, a dear friend of mine, and he is like that with kids. If a kid arrives, he just connects with the kid. It's an instant. It's something that probably in 30 seconds he knows the kid, he knows how to approach the kid, and all these kind of things. So sometimes to conquer a subject, you don't have to do a lot. You don't have to spend a lot of time, but you have to be attentive, and you have the desire. You need to have the desire to know your subject, and something that I see missing right now in a lot of photographs. A lot of photographs, especially if they have photographs that goes around and become viral or these kind of things, a lot of time are just very quick images that you see that are quick snapshot, because there's not a knowledge of the subject. There's a knowledge of what the viewer want to see, and this is a totally different thing. You see images that are usual place, and people go there, take the pictures, and the only things they worry about is this picture something that will get likes or not. If you want to understand the difference, look at the great photographers, just get a book of history of photography, and you will see that most of the time the great photographs that arrive to us are photographs where the photographer really had a connection and had a knowledge of the subject. So This was my meditation during the documentary, and yes, I love to see photographs taken from in the mountains. I love to see that. It's a beautiful subject. I have some books around because I think mountains are beautiful. Is something for me? Not at all. Uh, I'm not interested in conquer a mountain. I'm not interested to start to hike and climb and do this kind of things. We have limited time in our life, and we have to use it for the things that we most enjoy. And mountains is not that for me. Mountains for me is just usually an obstacle that I have around out of the window, and I see it as something oppressive. I love the sea, I love the flatlands, I love to be in places where I can look at the horizon and look and with no limits. This is me, and I have a lot of esteem for people that have this passion to climb the mountains. It's just not for me. So for any subject that you look at, the first thing you have to understand is, am I interested in this subject? The first thing that I think when I look at photographs, and with the social media and these kind of things, we see tons and tons of images every day. And when I scroll images, a lot of time I think, was the photographer interested in the subject or not? A lot of time I look at the pictures and I think, okay, the only interest the photographer had was to get a ton of likes, but didn't care about the subject. At the point that we have thousands of photographers that see a picture that went viral, go in the same place to take similar picture and destroy the place. They don't care at all about the subject. They are willing to destroy a place just to take a picture. It's always in the news something as the owner of field of sunflowers. They had to call the police because there were horde of photographers destroying his crop and everything else. So that's the thing. So ask yourself what I'm interested in. If I look at the things that I love, again, there's the production, there's the industrial part, there's aviation. I love aviation. I did very good things with aviation. So ask yourself, am I really interested in the subject? And if you're not, don't waste your time taking pictures. Also, if there can be a picture that gets a lot of likes, but why do you take it? Leave it to people that really love the subject and concentrate yourself on subjects and things that you love. Something that I see lately is a lot of photographers that tells, I'm tired, I'm going to pose, I will do something different, and especially on social media. I don't know what is this year, but I see this trend of a lot of people that is quitting to produce content and this kind of things. A lot of them arrive at the point where they are kind of tired, and I think because probably you don't like the subject, you don't enjoy what you're doing, you don't conquer your subject. They are worried to get followers, they are worried to get people following them, likes and all these kind of things. They are not worried about the subject. They do not love the subject. And you see the difference. And you really see the difference if someone is concentrated in creating something that is a way to conquer the viewer or to conquer the subject. And to conquer the viewer is something that you just need to kind of know it and kind of scam the viewer to like your things. You need to get uniform to what is the big public, the masses wants to see. If you want to go viral, it's again a cat doing something stupid or things like that. If you want to create photography, if you want to do something that goes further than the moment, you really need to know what you're doing and to be passionate with the subject, to be passionate not only with the process of photography but also with the subject. Just a little things at the end. If we think that right now, and I know I'm always talking about artificial intelligence, Right now I see artificial intelligence is a big philosophical and ethical problem. So sorry if I always talk about it. If you think right now you can have someone that think, okay, I just want likes. I don't care about the subject. I don't care about anything else. Go on a computer, write a few things down, and artificial intelligence will create a photograph. A photograph that is exactly designed to have likes and so on. And for me, that is not a photograph. For me, that is not something that I like. But that's the things. And the thing is that artificial intelligence cannot have a passion, cannot be passionate about the subject, cannot conquer the subject. It's something that is done with our rationality and our soul, our instinct, our feels put together. Something that artificial intelligence cannot do. And so it's sad to see that right now there can be confusion between things created by a machine and things created by a human being. And also it's sad to see that a lot of human beings like to cheat using the machine to get likes and this kind of things and get viral. But that's the problem. And we arrive at this point. And this point is if you do something like this, the only passion that you want to have is to seduce the public, is to conquer the public. You don't care at all about the subject. If you care about the subject, if you love the subject, if you want the subject and the subject is yours, you will do something that is absolutely original and absolutely unique. And yes, probably it will not get millions of likes, and can be a problem in this moment in history because sometimes the popularity on social media correspond also to something that generate an income, but you can be not that popular, but you will do something that will last forever and will be great and will teach people something and will give people something more than a postcard. And to get back to the documentary, if I had to take the pictures of the mountain from the top of the mountain, I will do just something that doesn't add anything to what I photographed as a postcard. If I had to do something as a service to show all the creation of the shelter, how it's designed, put in place, and all these kind of things, I will be probably able to give something different, something more that the viewer will see and think, okay, there's something more in this. The viewer will get an experience through my photographs, will get a knowledge. Not if I just take the mountain, because it's not me. Don't ask me to climb a mountain and do all these things with cold and everything else. But I'm totally open if you want me to portray some beautiful beaches, tropical areas, very warm. I'm there for you. I'm your man. Okay, this said, and jokes apart, I think you really need to know your subject and to conquer your subject. So no matter if you travel, do portraits, street photography, and so on. Sometimes also in street photography, I look at the pictures and I think, okay, the city in the back is just a backdrop. It's nothing more. You don't identify the city. You don't identify anything. There's nothing that gives me something more than just a backdrop with some people inside. So conquer your subject in any genre of photography that you do. Try to conquer your subject. Dedicate time to know it, to love it, to explore it, and you will create something much better and something that a computer and artificial intelligence will never be able to do. So, thank you very much for watching. Just another meditation, probably not short, also this one. I tend to talk too much, but if you stayed until the end, thank you very much for watching. If you want to support the channel, put a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Check out my books, novel, Lasting Photographs, very beautiful novel, very good reviews. My magazine, my zine, NIM 148, there are already 3 issues, and other books that photography, depth manual, and inkjet fine art printing. And most of all, if you are interested in learning and having fun and travel the world while you learn, check out the Dolce Vita workshops. It's beautiful workshops organized in Italy, and I will be teaching with other guest instructors, and that will be fun. So check them out. The seats are very limited, so if you intend to attend, please hurry up at least to contact me so I can see if I can keep a spot for you. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.